In that week, we did spend $1,300 on our ads.
All right, sweet. I'll move it over.
You what?
I'll move it over.
I was gonna say, before you rudely interrupted and hung up on me, was a lot of what I'm hearing when I call people, like as soon as they like submit their details through, when I do call them, they're like, oh wow, that was quick. So we know that it does work and it has worked before, but is it worth giving it like 10 minutes until after the actual webinar does end and then we call them? Because I've had a few ladies that I did call and they just laughed because it was like as soon as they submitted their thing, we called them. It did work. It does work. Would we then have better results with, why did they call me so quickly? Did no one else send their details through?
I like that actually. Yeah, let's test it.
So that's what I was thinking. So that call, I was just on the phone with Jack, my business partner. We are running our webinar in about 40 minutes. So getting ourselves set up, we're making a few last minute changes to our webinar. It's probably our lies. It's about our 6th webinar that we've run. It's still making changes. We know a little bit more about what we need to change now, which is great. Always good that we know what to change. So I'm looking forward to it today because we have made some pretty, like, they're not like massive changes, but I think they're like properly needle moving, which is good. So there's a little bit about what we're saying at the end. So what I did just speak to Jack about was, I'm not sure if I included it, but when people do submit their details through the form, they want to be interested, that they do want to sign on and they do want to do all that sort of stuff. Usually I call them instantly. And speed to lead is a principle that Alex Hormozi always speaks about and we've followed for quite a long time. And we had normal inbound leads, but given that this is more of an online thing and people may still be on it and listening and waiting for the Q&A at the end, I think our best thing that we should do is just wait until the whole thing is done and then we start calling them. I think that would get us a lot more results because I'm not sure if you heard, or I'm not sure if I included it, but there have been people saying, wow, that was really quick. I don't want it to be a subconscious thing in their mind where it's like, why are these guys not like calling other people? Like, why am I like, the webinar's not even done and they're already calling me, what's going on? Just want to test that today. See if there is a difference. And if there isn't, then we've got to go back to the drawing board with everything. No, I'm just kidding. It works well, but I would like it to print a little bit more than it does, just like every other business on the planet wants their business to do well. Funny story actually, so one of our webinars we did super well. We had like a 2.5 return and it was great, it's fantastic. And then the week after that, we had like a 0.3 return. So we were in the hole a few $1,000s, which is okay, whatever we learned. But Jack and I were just sitting there after all the attendees had gotten off the call and we just sat in silence. I was like, wow, that's a real pisser. And this is after like one invoice is paid. And he goes, yeah, well, it's good. And I said, no, it's not good. And he goes, no, it is good because if we just kept printing and we kept printing and we kept printing, then, we wouldn't have ever improved it. I literally said to him, that is probably one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my entire life. Why would it be such a bad thing for us to have stumbled upon a gold mine and it actually worked? Anyway, he then retracted his comment saying, no, you're right. That was a really stupid thing to say, because it was. But we did go away, we did go back to the drawing board, we did fix a few things, and we have been getting incrementally better every single week. It's just a funny story. Jack by no means is an idiot. It was just really funny that he said that. But today we are doing our webinar. I'm looking forward to it.
Get all your photos and videos and stuff, but
All right, well, is there anything else you need from me or? All right, well, I do have one last question for you then. There is one spot left for getting us to jump on and do it for you. Is it something of interest for you, Joy?
What sort of pricing are you looking at?
So for the first month, basically what I just ran you through, that's for that first 30 days. And then ongoing, there's no lock-in either. So we only want our clients to stay with us purely on the basis that we're getting them good results and they can actually see. Would it be fair to say that you do see the value in this service? You do think it would work?
I can see some of it,
Okay.
but I don't know if I couldn't do at least half of it myself with a bit of research. Very good. And then we thought we could sort of...
I know you said that you don't necessarily see the value in it 100%. What is it that you are like on the fence about or I know you said, you know, you could do it yourself with a bit of research online, and sure, absolutely you could, but would you agree that it probably wouldn't be done to the standard of what we would produce after being in the industry for about 4 years? And
Yeah, most likely. I'm willing to, you know, give and take. Timing with so many balls in the air until the end of this month.
ongoing management, and that like you get busy, you run your own business, you get flooded with stuff at random, because that's just the nature of business. So if you do have it with us, it's predictable, it's every week. There's no way we can deviate from what we offer you.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Alright.
Totally get that. That's why I've started using Edgar. So we've always got stuff going out on a...
All right, maybe we can pick up this conversation in a few months then.
Yeah, that's...
Likewise. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
What was she upping about?
She just kept asking all these stupid, oh my God, it was so dumb. Well, it was all related to her, and I was like, oh yeah, we're on. And I was like, so I guess I just have one more question. We have one more spot. Do you want to make it yours? Oh no, I just don't see the value in it. And then she kept asking me, so what is it that you're offering? I was like, so did you not stay to the offer at the end? She goes, yeah, I did, but can you run me through the offering and the pricing? Because, I don't know.
Hello, Alana speaking.
Alana, it's Lucas, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you going?
I'm well.
Good. That is good. Very good presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very inspiring too, by the way. It's I need to do something myself similar, so very inspiring.
Okay, that's great. Very good to hear. Alana, run me through it.
Yeah, okay, so hang on. So yeah, you guys are talking all the things that I probably want to hear as a small business owner.
Yep.
I'm just that I probably only half knew what I was doing, which is great. And
Don't necessarily push it as often, but yeah, it is a service we offer. Why is that?
Sorry. So are you guys predominantly focusing on Google My Business support as opposed to SEO on websites because you're putting it more, well, you think that's the priority of where leads are coming from for any business as opposed to, I guess, the own website ranking?
It's
stats, so why you guys are focusing there, not the websites? Like what?
Situationally dependent. Great question, hard to answer. So run me through it in terms of what your business is, and then I can answer it a little bit more.
Yeah, good point. Okay, and I am in that niche bracket, so breath work person like Wim Hof, so I'm very far from that.
Can you spell that for me?
So, yes.
It's so annoying. So I was just on the phone to two people for probably like 45 minutes. Doesn't matter how good you talk, it doesn't matter how much you love it, it doesn't matter how much you time and whatever you invest in it's just so annoying. Two pretty okay conversations had. They're not bad, so what can you do? Lost opportunity. 4.5 hours since our webinar is done. We've had, I think, 6 people come through. You heard me talk to 2 people. They were very brief conversations. Of the 6 people that came through, I spoke to the 2 duds. Jack spoke to 3. We couldn't get through to 1. Jack signed all 3 of them. The other 2, the 2 people that I spoke to, the way the conversations ended was the first lady, let's just call her, I don't know, Joy. So she was in an accommodation and services business. So I don't know, she called it accommodation services. She's a hotel. So they were in a really nice spot on the other side of Australia to where we are. And I don't know, she was complaining about all sorts of things. But she gave us feedback and said that the way we ran our webinar was actually quite horrible. It was too salesy, and it was too this, it was too that. And she has a marketing background. It seems as everyone that we speak to has a marketing background, but that's all right. That's whatever. I don't really care. Like, who cares? What I really want to say was, you've got to be joking, because you literally got 45 minutes of absolute gold that you can actually do yourself. But that's okay, separate issue. So there was just absolutely no chance and no way she would have bought, sorry. She could have, because everyone has the ability to buy, but she didn't. And she wasn't going to. Anyway, the second lady, she has a pretty niche business. She's having a little bit of trouble with her Google business profile. She said she wanted to go away and talk to her partner. I thought this was funny. She wanted to go away and talk to her partner. And I said, okay, if you don't mind me asking, what happens if your partner says no? And then she said, well, I won't do it then. So, you know, it just shows you that if you watch all of these gurus and whatever on IG, sometimes their sales tactics don't work. But anyway, that was just funny. I actually thought it was hilarious. Jack was on the phone. I messaged him. I ran him through the entire conversation. So we signed 3 people on. In that week, we did spend $1,300 on our ads. Profitable. We were profitable. So I was very happy with that. The last few weeks have been a bit oi. You know what I mean? It's coming around to the end of the month, and it's coming around to, we're gonna start not recharging people, just charging people again. So we also have one invoice to be paid. So yeah, it's good day.